Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Study Her. So if you are new here, then please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. So today I'm going to cover a important topic from CUT point of view. According to the CUT official mock paper, there were around one or two questions from poetic devices. So today we are going to cover that aspect completely. I've jotted down around 15 to 16 poetic devices and I'll be explaining them one by one. And like it's not possible for anyone to cover all poetic devices in such a short span of time, right? So I've just jotted down the ones which are most expected to come or highly you should say expected ones in this video, and I'll be explaining them one by one. So stay tuned till the end of the video, and if you find this video helpful for you, then please share it with your friends. Okay, so without any delay, let's get started. So first poetic device is metaphor. Metaphor is a poetic device which we are very much familiar since our childhood. So metaphor means जब हम when we compare two or more things, let's say for example, if I say uh, two things or two objects are being compared with each other without the usage of as or like, matlab what I actually want to say, I want to say hum without using like or as के we compare two or more things with each other. Okay, just give me a minute. So what could be the example of metaphor? Metaphor is let's say Ali is a walking dictionary. What does this mean? Ali is walking dictionary. Or let's say time is money. Time is money में we are comparing time with the money. मतलब हम time resource को money resource से compare करें without the usage of two words which is like and or. जब भी sorry just give me a minute, मैं ये वाला point इधर लिख देती हूँ. जब भी as या फिर like यूज होगा वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ कंपैरिजन में हम जस्ट या हम सिर्फ सिमिली के साथ यूज करते हैं, मेटाफर के साथ नहीं करते, जैसे टाइम इज मनी. ठीक है, लेट्स कम ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पोएटिक डिवाइस व्हिच इज सिमिली. Simile means when we compare two or more things with each other but with the usage of as and like. जैसे मैंने इधर लिखा ना as और like को यूज करते हुए we compare two or more thing. uh, just give me a minute. Let's take an example. She swam like a fish. तो हम एक लड़की को कंपेयर कर रहे हैं एक फिश के साथ, राइट? तो बाय यूजिंग द वर्ड्स एज एंड लाइक व्हेनेवर वी कंपेयर, दैट्स अ पोएटिक डिवाइस ऑफ सिमिली. जब भी एज और लाइक दिखे ना, जस्ट क्लोज योर आईज, ब्लाइंडली go for simile. Okay, there should be no thought other than simile in your mind. Let's go get to the another poetic device which is anaphora. Anaphora, when we were in 12th we read many examples of anaphora as well. In the poems there were many, but yeah, let's have an idea again. So what is anaphora? Anaphora actually means jab bhi hum, when we use in two different sentences, the sentence begin with same idiom or same phrase. Let's take an example. If I say uh, just give me a minute. Yeah, if I say every bond you break, every step you take. Every bond you break, every step you take. तो anaphora क्या होता है? When in two consecutive lines we are beginning or commencing the statement with the same words. Let's say just the example I gave. Every bond you break, every step you take. So here every is being repeated in two different sentences, right? So when a word is being repeated in two consecutive lines, two or three consecutive lines, that is anaphora. Now let's get on to the next one, which is oxymoron. Oxymoron is highly, you should say, highly asked or most expected one in the paper is oxymoron. Oxymoron, what is oxymoron? Oxymoron is जब हम दो different like the words which are opposite to each other or the words contradictory to each other are used with each other. Let's take an example. Alone, together. How can a person be alone together? It's not possible कि वो अकेला भी हो और वो एक साथ भी. It's contradictory word, because alone is opposite of together. Together matlab ek sath, alone matlab akela. Like they are two contradictory words. Getting my point? So oxymoron says when two contradictory words are used together, that's known as oxymoron. Just I gave the example, alone together, or big baby. How can a tiny toddler be a big baby? It's not possible कि वो big भी और वो baby भी हो. No. If a person is big, then it's not a baby. And if a person is baby, then he or she is not big, a big one, right? So big baby are two contradictory words in itself. So that the figure of speech when two contradictory words are used with each other. Just I give the example, like another example could be original copy. How can an original be a copy? Like they are just opposite to each other. So it's oxymoron. Another one is hyperbole. Actual pronunciation of this is hyperbole. Hyperbole means exaggeration. When we exaggerate something means बड़ा चढ़ाकर बताना. Or let's take an example. This book weighs 1 ton. How can a book weigh 1 ton? Like it's not possible for a book to weigh around 1 ton. Yes, this sentence means the book weighs 1 ton means it's very difficult to read that book, right? It means it's a very great big task to do it, but that original book cannot weigh 1 ton, right? So hyperbole बड़ा चढ़ाकर बताना. Let's say I have uh, told you to do this task millions of times. How can a person say a particular thing more than 10 times, 11 times is the maximum? How can a person repeat the same words, same lines for million, right? That's a false claim that we generally use, and it's just because हम अपनी चीज बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बताते हैं, means we exaggerate our things. That's the figure of speech used in the sentence is hyperbole. The sixth one is irony. Irony क्या होती है? Irony होती है जब हम बोलना कुछ चाह रहे हैं, उसका मतलब कुछ है. Let's irony में ना, irony is a device which we are very much similar from our childhood, because irony हमने 6th class में पढ़ना start कर दिए होते हैं generally. But yeah, let me give an example for irony to you. The local fire station has burnt to the ground. मतलब local fire situation has burned to the ground का क्या मतलब होता है? This is situational irony. मतलब this is a place which should be most safe from fire. फायर स्टेशन कैसे बर्न हो सकता है? नहीं बर्न हो सकता ना. हम बोलना कुछ चाह रहे हैं, हो कुछ रहा है ना. तो जब ऐसा कुछ सिचुएशन होती है, दैट्स आयरनी. Okay, so let's move on to the 7th one, which is imagery or sensory. I've just written the name sensory as well because children are not very much familiar with this word sensory, because when we were in 12th, we also were like, हमें सिर्फ imagery पता होता था, right? But from the exam point of view, from the competitive exam point of view, it's very mandatory because they need to select that good students from that bulk of students. I'm not saying someone is bad or good. I'm just saying about the way they have learned the things, right? Some more like out of 100 students, I assume 100 of them knows about imagery, but I don't know how many of you know about sensory, because sensory is not a common word which we use in our English language. Okay, but yes, I've just jot down just to make you all informed about this word as well, so that you are covering each and every corner of or aspect of the poetic devices. So imagery means when you imagine something. Do you remember there was a poem in class 12th when it was sprinting like trees? No, just give me a sprinting like trees is not a good example for this. It could be imagery. If I say, yeah, it was so something garlands related. It was about a band, flowery band. Yeah, it was flowery band. Flowery band was about imagery and sensory. Imagery and sensory are just the synonymous to each other, or you can say the second name for imagery is sensory. So imagery means हमने जो ये पढ़ा था flowery band. When we read this word flowery band, there was a depiction in our mind कि यार flowery band कैसा होगा, ये कुछ ऐसा ऐसा होगा. Like getting my point, there was something imagination at a point. We can visualize that context. Whenever we are able to visualize something, visualize some person, like you will be remembering. There was a chapter, I don't remember the name of the chapter. Yeah, it's Vagabond. When there's an appearance given about the vagabond in class 12th, about that he was wearing torn and tattered clothes, he was dangling with the uh, um, rat traps. Yeah, it was a chapter of rat trap that the beggar that the beggar was dangling the rat traps, was in torn and wearing tattered clothes, right? His like face was full of beard hairs. He was a hairy person, right? तो इसमें क्या होता था, we were able to imagine or we were able to depict that person in our mind. We can visualize. हमने नहीं, we haven't saw that person in real life, right? None of us have, but still we can imagine कि वो कुछ ऐसा ऐसा दिख रहा होगा. How we are able to depict? Because the author, the poet wants us to visualize that context in our mind. Whenever if we are able to visualize something, it's known as imagery or sensory, right? The next is pun. What is pun? Pun is also a very much famous literary device. It says as pun ka kya hota hai? There are very many different words which are very much similar in the pronunciation, but they differ in the meanings. What I actually mean to say is that उनकी ना pronunciation बिल्कुल same जाती है, but the meanings, the spellings could be different, right? Let's if I give you an example, there are two words which we use differently, but the words which are different but pronounced same. So let's take an example for this. What is the most apt example for pun is tied and tied. Okay, so अगर मैंने दोनों words बोले, दोनों words आपको भी same लग रहे होंगे ना? Okay, let's have an idea. Tied, tied. These are two words. So what is tied and what is tied? देखो दोनों का pronunciation is same, right? The pronunciation for this as well as this is just very much similar. Like कोई नहीं बता सकता कि which tied I'm referring to. तो पहले देखो दोनों का spellings are different, दोनों के meanings are different. I am assuming you are well known to the meanings of this. If you are not knowing the meanings, still I'm telling you for your information. Tied. Tied means to tie knot. You know, किसी को बांधना. When we like when we use poly bags, we say tie the knot of poly bags. Tie the knot of poly bags का क्या मतलब होता है? गांठ मार देना. In a literal Hindi words, it's गांठ मार देना या बांध देना. We say ना, I am tying my hair. What is, मैं क्या अपने बालों को बांध रही हूँ? नहीं, मैं अपने बालों को जब when we make plaits of our hair, we say I am tying my hair. Okay? टाइड. टाइड तो बहुत कॉमन वर्ड है. टाइड हमने पढ़ा होगा वाटर से रिलेशन. वाटर तो बहुत ज्यादा, टाइड और वाटर आर वेरी मच सिमिलर टू ईच अदर. लाइक बहुत ज्यादा एक साथ कोरिलेटरी है. टाइड मीन्स waves. There were tides of waves. Recently I was watching the news. There was regarding Amarnath. So we can say in Amarnath, yesterday in Amarnath around 5:30 p.m. there were many tides of wave, right? Next is invocation. What is invocation? Invocation means the way we praise to Lord, right? The way we you can say just seek our hopes to God, right? It could be in the religion of Hinduism, it could be in the religion of Muslim, it could be in the religion of Christianity or XYZ. Let's say in Hindu हम बोलते हैं ना, Hinduism में we praise for Bajrang Band, we praise for with with Bajrang Baan, we praise for Hanuman Chalisa. हम इन सबसे praise करते हैं, हम भगवान जी को याद करते हैं ना. इस way से there are many ways to appeal to the God in many different religion. Christianity में अलग, Hinduism में अलग, Muslims में अलग, and there are many religions. सब में अलग अलग होता है. So invocation poetic device जब use होगी जब भी हम गॉड को प्रेज कर रहे होंगे, विच एवर द रिलीजन इज. अपनी रिलीजन में जो भी हम प्रेज कर रहे होंगे वो इन्वोकेशन फिगर ऑफ स्पीच है. Then let's come to the next one, which is personification. Personification mean when we are giving human-like qualities to our non-living objects. Let's say sprinting like trees. Sprinting like trees. ये हमने 12th में पढ़ा हुआ है in one of the poems. It means sprinting like trees. What is sprinting like trees? Sprinting होता है भागना. Trees is a like trees. I know it's a living creature, but still, क्या trees भाग सकती है? नहीं भाग सकती ना. तो हम sprinting किसकी quality है? भागना किसकी quality है? Human beings की quality है. When we are giving trees the quality of human beings, it's known as personification. It's known as personification. Then come to the next one, repetition. Repetition होता है जब दो words repeat करते हैं. I remember still there was a poem in class 12th which says as smile, smile and smile. There was a poem जो first poem थी कि जब वो जो daughter होती है, yeah, it was my mother at 66. जब वो departure at the airport, तो वो she depicts her mother as she was smiling, smiling and smiling. There was smile, smile and smile on her face. I don't remember the exact line, but yeah, there was these three words. So when we are repeating the same word again for more than once, like smile एक बार यहाँ use हुआ and there's again here. So in such a situation, the poetic device is repetition. So I hope these 11 devices are very much clear to you. So now let's get back to the another poetic devices. I have jotted down around 15 to 16 poetic devices for you all guys. So yeah, let's refer to them as well. So I hope you are able to see my screen. So yeah, let's continue with 12th. It's onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, it sounds. You know, there are different sounds. Let's say dogs bark. So barking is a sound. Humans ki sound generally we tend to say as gossiping. Gossiping is a sound. Preaching is a sound when we praise to Almighty. That's also a sound. Then tapping is also a sound. Tapping, and there are many different sounds. Like roaring of lion is a sound. Whenever sounds are used, it means it's onomatopoeia poetic devices. It's a literary or poetic device are same. So sound का कहीं भी context आता है तो हम किसके पे जाते हैं? हम onomatopoeia पे जाते हैं, right? So what could be the example of onomatopoeia? Let's have a look of it. That's bang, boom, tick tock, zap. ये सब क्या है? These are the sounds. Let's say meow, purr. Like cat की ना two sounds होती है. एक तो meow होती है, purr भी होती है. Sheep की baa, right? ये सब क्या है? ये sounds हैं. So whenever the sounds are given, it's onomatopoeia. Then get next to the literary device is alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of first word. Matlab, if I say two different words are there, they are not repeated. Like word खुद repeat नहीं हो रहा. जब word खुद repeat होता है, it's repetition. But the word का first word repeat होता है, it's alliteration. What could be the example? Example is sly snake. Sly snake. या फिर Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. Best example of alliteration is Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. तो इसमें first word में PPPR है सबके, right? It's alliteration. Then it's cynic decay. In this, it means हम ना एक part को refer करते हैं और हम बोल एक part रहे हैं but refer सबको कर रहे हैं. Let's say if I bought a new car, I'll be saying like, how's my new wheels?
हाउस माई न्यू व्हील्स मतलब मेरी नई पहिए कैसे हैं यार, पहियों को वी नेवर जज, वी जज दी होल कार, राइट? व्हेनेवर आई से हाउस माई न्यू व्हील्स, तुम देखो मेरी कार की न्यू व्हील्स कैसी हैं, तो इट्स ऑब्वियसली आई एम रेफरिंग टू माय कार कि सी हाउ माय कार लुक्स, सी माय हाउ कार अपीयर्स, सी हाउ माय कार like glance to you, right? So it's synecdoche. Then is assonance and consonants are not important from exam point of view, but still I've jot down them in this video just because agar tumhe kabhi kabar na, we need to use the trick of elimination as well. So assonance and consonants उसमें help करेगा. Assonance means repetition of vowel sound in the middle or end. Starting में नहीं होता, starting में होता है it's alliteration sound. अच्छा पहली बात ये sound की बात हो रही है, ये words की बात नहीं हो रही, sounds की बात हो रही है. जब भी साउंड रिपीट होती है वाउल्स की इन द मिडल और एंड, उसे एजोनेंस बोलते हैं. और जब भी रिपीट होती है कॉन्सोनेंट्स की साउंड्स, आई एम अगेन एम्फसाइजिंग कि मैं साउंड्स की बात कर रही हूँ, एजोनेंस एंड कॉन्सोनेंट्स में, आई एम नॉट रेफरिंग टू वर्ड्स. जब भी तुम्हारा कॉन्सोनेंट्स की साउंड्स रिपीट होती है इन द मिडल और end of the words, it is known as consonant. So I hope these 16 literary devices are very much crystal clear to everyone and single one who is watching this video. If it is clear and if you find this video helpful for you, then please share it with your friends. Do comment down. Please appraise the videos. Please appraise the efforts. And if you have any doubt, then also you can comment down. So yeah, thank you guys for watching till the end. It would mean a lot to me. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring the next